The source material for this reaction video has been edited for pacing. Dead air and unrelated material have been removed, but clips remain chronological and in context, for edutainment purposes only. In this video, Noah Samsen thinks he proves that Asmongold is a terrorist supporter. Yes, I phrased it that way for a reason.
It's my hot body, I'll do what I want.
It's showtime.
This attempt at character assassination is so bad, I think he's actually going to bring Asmongold more fans.
I would pick Israel over Iran every day of the week. I would pick Israel every day of the week, and anybody who doesn't want you to do that is probably listening to terrorist propaganda.
Well, this isn't a very good start for Noah Samsen. I absolutely agree with what Asmongold is saying here.
Absolutely.
This is Asmongold.
And that is completely inappropriate elevator music.
Asmongold is one of the most viewed live streamers in the world. With a daily viewership of over 5 million viewers, this is roughly 10 times the viewership of CNN.
That's great, but it's not an accurate comparison. You're taking statistics from CNN's December and comparing them to Asmongold's June. And I don't even know where you got the CNN statistics from.
And apparently, Asmongold is concerned with peace in the Middle East.
Asmongold just talks about shit. He doesn't actually have any deep feelings about any of it. He doesn't care. It's not actually part of his reality.
How does he propose to achieve this peace? Well, with bombs.
I think Israel should keep bombing Lebanon.
Noah, that's a lie. He's not talking about peace right now at all. And you know that.
Because Lebanon has terrorists in it. They have Hezbollah in it. Again, they're firing rockets into Israel. I hope he kills every single fucking one of the Hezbollah members in Lebanon. Only then will the people there have peace.
On his June 14th live stream, Asmongold advocated for the continuation of Israel's bombing campaign in Lebanon.
Lebanon shot first, just like Greedo.
And in the same stream, he also advocated against a peace agreement to end the US and Israel's war on Iran.
They're just gonna lie to you. They're ideologically captured. They're religious zealots. They've already broken too many deals before. They've lied too many times.
Asmongold's argument for the continued bombing of Iran and Lebanon is that in order to achieve peace, we must get rid of the terrorists.
Do you think terrorism is good just because Asmongold doesn't like it?
Hezbollah is a terrorist group.
Yes, that's true.
So he says.
At least 28 countries, the European Union, and most member states of the Arab League designate Hezbollah as terrorists. It's not just Asmongold saying it.
And Iran funds them, ergo, we have to bomb the terrorists.
You're just like Madison Harnish, you don't know how to speak English. The correct sentence would be, ergo, we bomb Lebanon.
Can you tell your argument why you consider them terrorists? Because they fund people that attack and kill civilians on purpose and target civilians to kill them in order to achieve political goals.
Unlike Noah Samsen, Asmongold knows what words mean. Especially words like terrorist.
Groups like Hezbollah and the Houthis and Hamas.
And just like the statement on Hezbollah, it is not Asmongold himself who is designating these groups as terrorists. It is a multitude of entities who have done so before him.
There are a few issues with his analysis here, though. First among them is the premise.
Yeah, but can you identify his premise? He's talking about designated terrorist organizations. Are you aware of that, or have you decided he's talking about something else that better fits your narrative?
Asmongold repeats the IDF's line that they are targeting Hezbollah in Lebanon.
His statement is independent of the Israeli Defense Force. Stop trying to force a connection.
But that's not what's actually happening.
According to who? Hezbollah?
What the evidence shows is that targeting Hezbollah is just a pretext, one that Israel uses to blow up everything in sight and mass murder civilians.
Well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Israel is targeting men, women, children, journalists, healthcare workers, hospitals, ambulances.
Then show us images of those things. How do you suck so hard at this?
They are leveling entire cities. They're also routinely using white phosphorus indiscriminately and in civilian residential areas.
That's a terrible thing for Israel to do. Why would they start such a horrible conflict?
In the first month of attacks on Lebanon alone, they used it to burn over 10,000 acres of forests and farmland.
Dude, this is nothing. Have you seen what they did to the Palestinian farmlands?
These are all war crimes.
Retaliatory defensive measures. Do you understand the meaning of this?
In just the past 4 months, Israel has killed nearly 4,000 people in Lebanon, including hundreds of children and healthcare workers.
Just because you put something in text doesn't make it evidence. Where did you get the text.
On average, Israeli forces have killed more than one child every day since April.
Now I'm inclined to disbelieve you because you're only showing me pictures of one child when you claim there are thousands. And other people might take the same impression and think you're lying.
On October 3rd, 2024, Israel bombed a medical center in Beirut,
Great, it's tragedy porn.
killing 9 people and injuring 14. 7 of those killed were members of the medical staff. That same month, Israel destroyed a significant portion of an entire city, Tyre, one of the oldest cities in the world. They damaged over 400 apartments, completely destroyed several buildings, and demolished a number of ancient historical sites.
Why are you so hot for Lebanon?
On March 12, 2026, Israel bombed a beachside tent encampment housing people that they had displaced from their bombings, killing 8 and wounding 31. The strike came in the middle of the night, and it was a double tap strike. The first missile landed and killed 3 people near the beach, and when people approached to help the victims, the second missile landed. No evacuation warning was issued. This was in a safe zone.
I have to admit, I appreciate the fact that he sucks at imagery because I would hate to have to see the visuals of this. It's horrifying.
In all of these examples of mass civilian death and destruction, what did Israel say it was doing? It said it was targeting Hezbollah.
That's your problem with it?
This is their pretext, and Asmongold is repeating it uncritically.
You haven't provided any evidence of a pretext. You've just shown us evidence of violence, but not the reasons behind it.
And the same is true of Asmongold's endorsement of Israel's stated goal of eliminating Hamas.
Your video premise is Asmongold bad because Hamas good?
That may be what Israel says it's doing, but in reality, what Israel's actually doing in Gaza is killing entire families by leveling apartment blocks.
The reason that so many civilians get killed is because Hamas embeds themselves within the civilian population. It makes Israel look worse. They don't care if their own people die. They're terrorists.
Killing toddlers with machine guns, shooting babies in the head with snipers while they're being breastfed by their mothers alone in tents
Hamas murders Israeli babies. What are you trying to prove?
in broad daylight. The vast majority of the people that Israel has killed in Gaza have been civilians.
Ouch, so close and still so far. The first piece of text you showed us, perfect. Human Rights Council, United Nations, great. The second one, where the fuck did that come from? How am I supposed to believe it?
That is the conclusion of every independent expert.
Then you should be showing us a list of experts and not a Guardian headline. Switch your last 2 visuals, then it might make more sense.
The only ones still denying it in 2026 are Israel and the United States, and the content creators online that defend them for some reason still.
Your implication being that the United States bad, Israel bad, content creators worse.
And as for Asmongold's claim about the United States, the same goes for them.
Wrong pronoun, dude. You mean us. You're part of the United States, unless you stopped paying taxes and went off grid.
Firstly, because they supply the vast majority of the weapons that Israel has used to commit its genocide, but they also do murderous bombing campaigns themselves.
The U.S. is airstriking fishermen on both sides of the Panama Canal. We bomb everybody.
In the first week of the war, the United States blew up an Iranian elementary school,
That's very us. We're big on blowing things up.
killing 156 people, 120 of whom were children. 120 little girls and boys murdered by the United States.
This is really gross. You're using these children's deaths as tragedy porn to try and make a point, and that's inappropriate.
In a war that they started.
What war? The United States started which war? I mean, there's a lot of them, so you're gonna have to be more specific.
Asmongold has apparently consulted the history books
You're just making shit up. That's why you had to use the word apparently. You're just talking out of your ass right now.
and feels vindicated by them.
Every single page of the history book proves me right.
It's a metaphor. He's using a metaphor. He's not being literal. He's not saying there's one book of history.
But I'm not sure which ones he read.
Oh my god, you think you're being so clever, but you didn't even recognize his use of metaphor. Asmongold isn't talking about history books. He's talking about human history as a whole.
Because if you look back at any point, you will find the United States committing these same kinds of atrocities across the globe for their wars of aggression.
This self-distancing language is a little disturbing, guy. You're an American. You were born and bred here. All of these things that happened are your history.
The other issue with Asmongold's analysis here is the presence of that word terrorism.
Actually, that's a you issue. Like I said, most of us consider those groups to be terrorists.
What makes someone a terrorist? Well, for Asmongold, terrorism is defined as the use of violence against civilians for political goals.
I don't think it's just Asmongold who defines terrorism that way. I'm pretty sure Merriam-Webster does too.
Because they fund people that attack and kill civilians on purpose and target civilians to kill them in order to achieve political goals.
I was totally wrong, you guys. Merriam-Webster says Violent or destructive acts, such as bombing, committed by groups in order to intimidate a population or government into granting their demands. It says population, but it doesn't say civilian. So I guess Asmongold must be wrong?
A part of his definition for terrorism is the inability to abide by the terms of agreement.
You can't introduce a new fact by telling us it's already been said when you've shown us footage that doesn't have the person saying this.
If we are signing a deal with the Islamic Republic of Iran, we are just delaying this war until later on.
He's talking about the ruling party of a country. He's not talking about a terrorist group.
I think that as long as these people are in power, you are going to, like, they're not going to stop trying to build a nuclear bomb.
More evidence. He isn't talking about a terrorist group. He's talking about a country's government.
They will just blow something else up in a week. They will. It's going to keep happening.
But, and I know this reveal is probably so surprising, Israel and the United States do both of those things all the time.
Yes, but those are countries, and Asmongold is also talking about a country, not a terrorist group.
They do it by killing civilians, as we just looked at, and funding and arming and supporting governments that mass murder civilians in campaigns of genocide.
Even if I take the credibility of the table in that previous shot as read, why is it just focusing on the Middle East? You know that the United States does horrible, violent things all over the world.
But they also do it by breaking ceasefires and peace agreements. The most recent example is, starting a war. They started the war.
No, they didn't. We did. Our federal government did. Our commander-in-chief did, who was voted into position by the American people. We're culpable.
And lost, mind you. That's Wikipedia official now.
No, what you just showed us shows that the claim that the Iranian victory happened is being disputed by other Wikipedia editors.
They attacked Iran first, unprovoked. There wasn't a war, and then there was.
Well, yeah, man, that's the state of existence. Haven't you read your Bible? In the beginning, there was nothing, which exploded. Okay, that's not in the Bible.
Because the United States and Israel attacked. And the whole reason there's even a need for ceasefire negotiations in the first place is because they attacked.
Because Hezbollah in Lebanon was bombing Israel. They threw the first bombs.
Another important example here is the Iran nuclear deal. Despite observations from independent experts that Iran was abiding by the terms of the agreement, it was the United States who randomly decided to pull out.
But you love the pull-out method.
And then proceed to administer brutal sanctions on Iran, crushing the country's economy in a move that was widely understood to be an unprovoked act of aggression.
Noah might just be stupid, or he's doing it on purpose. That table covers the years 2011 to 2019, which means that it covers actions that the United States government took unrelated to anything happening in the 2020s.
That was condemned by governments across the globe.
That's not what the text behind you says. Did you put in the wrong slide or something? Because you've been doing that a lot.
And of course, the same is true of Israel.
I mean, yeah, obviously, of course, gosh.
They violated ceasefires in Gaza and Lebanon, now tens of thousands of times.
Over 10,000 times, not tens of thousands of times. That indicates at least twice the number that is being represented in that text.
Further displacing millions of people, destroying entire towns, and starving, kidnapping, torturing, and brutalizing the population.
That text you showed us says that armed groups in Lebanon attacked Israel during the ceasefire. But since it didn't cause casualties, I guess it doesn't count for Noah.
Asmongold cites Hezbollah rocket fire as a justification for Israel's bombing in Lebanon.
Oh my God, I think he heard me.
They're firing rockets into Israel.
But he neglects to mention any of these violations. In Lebanon, in the same time frame of the ceasefire, where Israel committed literally 10,000 violations, Hezbollah fired a total of 4 rockets. But for him, that's a valid reason to promote the IDF's destruction of a sovereign country.
Oh, so you've decided it was 10,000 and not tens of thousands. Fascinating. And that isn't 4 rockets, it's 4 incidents of rocket fire.
So now, okay, of course, there's a double standard, right?
Yeah, but the argument you're going to try to make here doesn't work. You can't have a powerful country be a terrorist group. The terrorist group is not the group in power.
By Asmongold's definition of terrorism, which is killing civilians and breaking deals, both the United States and Israel are terrorists.
Oof, no, sorry, your equation doesn't work. You're gonna have to take breaking deals out of it. Asmongold was referring to the government of Iran. He was not referring to a terrorist group like Hamas or Hezbollah, though I'm sure they break deals too.
Asmongold acknowledges this directly in response to a viewer in his chat that brings up Israel.
Does Israel do that too? Israel's on our side. Iran's not.
You know how I mentioned you were using the wrong pronouns? Asmongold uses the correct pronouns. He understands that he's an American.
It's very simple. It's our side versus the other side.
Hey, Noah, that's your favorite way of thinking. Binary thinking. It's either all good or all bad. Asmongold's just just like you.
He acknowledges it further while discussing the United States.
The idea of team sports?
Even a slight, tiny, some like little resistance army in Africa immediately bomb the shit out of them.
I don't know what this is meant to convey to me. I already know that Asmongold is pro-bombing all sorts of people. Are you trying to shock me?
Anybody that's chanting death to America, anybody that's going around talking about how they're going to attack the United States or anything else, totally shut them down.
Noah thinks that we should be shocked and horrified by this, as if we haven't actually consumed Asmongold content before. Not only am I already familiar with his opinions on things, I don't care about them.
And yet, he still supports them.
Wait, what?
He still directly advocates for their violence.
I got confused again. It's not them, Noah. It's we. It's us. You're a part of it. Unless you have left the country and are hiding somewhere in Argentina. Is he doing that?
He gets mad at viewers that point out the contradiction regarding Israel.
Do you think Israel's interest is honest with America? I'm not interested in your misdirection towards Israel. I have no interest in that. This is just terrorist subversion.
That's a clip of a chatter trying to derail the conversation they were actually having. I call shenanigans on this clip. It is out of context.
He even argues that anti-American slogans should be punishable by extrajudicial drone execution, regardless of their validity.
What do you mean their validity? That doesn't mean anything.
I don't give a fuck what reasoning they have. I don't care what their reasoning is. I don't care what they think is right.
If he doesn't use the word slogan or drone, I'm going to be very upset.
The only thing that I care about is neutralizing that threat. So whatever gets rid of, I don't care, you think that I give a fuck about what their reasoning is or what their justification is. I don't care.
I got all excited, and he's not talking about drones shooting people with slogans at all.
You're doing it. Okay, that's the problem.
And why does he do that?
Do what? He didn't make the claim you said he did. There was nothing there about drone attacks or anti-United States slogans. This is nonsense.
Well, the answer is fairly simple. He's just a racist.
We already know he's racist. That doesn't have anything to do with the fact that you just lied about his entire argument.
Fundamentally, he views some groups of people as less worthy of life than others. Terrorism is okay when we do it, but when they even protest that terrorism, they deserve to die.
Wait a second. I know why you're talking over this footage. You're referring to something that he said in the past that he went back on, but you're trying to imply it's something he's saying now in the present. How disingenuous of you.
Why do you think they say death to America? Probably because you attacked them first? Well, damn, that's too bad. I guess we're gonna have to attack them again.
That clip does not demonstrate the racism you spoke of. In fact, I believe you disingenuously included that clip, implying that it was racist because you don't actually have the clip that you speak of. And when are we getting to the slogans and drones?
We, Americans, and the Israelis, the inhabitants of our overseas proxy military colony.
Oh, so now you want to join the class?
We have a right to live, and they do not. We have human rights, and they do not. We are human, and they are not.
Hey, look, he knows how to use parallel structure. You have no evidence of him saying any of these things. You're pulling this out of your ass like the monkeys flying out of my butt.
It might happen. Yeah, and monkeys might fly out of my butt.
To quote Asmongold himself, it's really that simple.
It's that simple.
No, you're simple. You didn't prove any of what you set out to with this video.
But for the opponents of racist mass murder...
Wow, did you learn that from Hassan Piker? So anybody who disagrees with you is a racist proponent of mass murder?
It's not enough to just point to the double standard. Asmongold's position, while racist, is logically consistent.
How would you know about logic? You know nothing about rhetoric. This entire video essay is a complete mess.
Because he's a racist.
But you still haven't shown us any footage of him being racist.
It's also not enough to point out the infinitely disproportionate nature of this violence.
This is that philosophy where you're allowed to bully a giant. Because they would hurt you disproportionately if they fought back.
The fact that Israel has killed, at minimum, 10,000 times more people than Hamas did on October 7th is irrelevant to supporters of Israel.
That's a huge blanket statement. I mean, supporters of Israel in itself could mean anything, from evangelical Christians who want to see the apocalypse to actual Jews of the diaspora.
For them, it can all be explained by Hamas's lack of firepower. If they had the weapons Israel had, they'd do the same.
You seem very confident confident that they wouldn't do the same, and I'm wondering where you get that confidence from.
Israel just had to kill tens of thousands of children.
I had to look up all of these numbers because I can't trust the things that he says. This number is accurate.
Because in a hypothetical I made up in a dream I had, they did the same to us.
Make up your mind. Are you part of America or not?
Israel had to, as Asmongold put it, nip it in the bud.
That's not what happened. It's far past nipping any buds.
If you don't kill them, they will kill you. Now, they might not kill you today, but they'll kill you in a year. They'll kill you in 10 years. To the extent that they have the capacity to, they will use that capacity to harm you. So my goal is always to nip it in the bud.
Hey, Noah didn't lie about this one.
Stop it from happening to even, stop it from even beginning to happen.
No, the double standards and disproportionality are not enough.
That doesn't make any sense. You sound like you're just stringing big words together to sound intelligent, but you don't actually know what the words mean.
The only way to get to the bottom of this terrorism quandary is to find the inception point.
I spoke way too soon. Holy crap, what a word salad.
Where does this all begin? And looking at the historical record, the answer is pretty clear. Before Hezbollah existed, Israel invaded Lebanon.
Anybody else have a feeling he's going to conveniently not mention that the PLO was attacking Israel from Lebanon?
Killed tens of thousands of people, the vast majority of whom were women and children, directly facilitated the slaughter and rape of thousands of civilians.
It's not working. You're either going to show the imagery that matches your words or you're not. And if you don't show imagery that matches your words, you sound like you're lying, even when you're not.
In the Sabra and Shatila massacre, a massacre the United Nations General Assembly declared an act of genocide, Hezbollah was formed.
The PLO is the Palestinian Liberation Organization. Lebanon wants their own group. Don't you know how these things work?
In response to this genocidal invasion, as a group resisting it, fighting to get Israel out of their country.
Hezbollah wasn't formed until 1982. You're missing the entire second Israeli invasion here.
And that's exactly what they did.
And everyone lived happily ever after. No?
Before Hamas existed, Israel stole Palestine.
Where does he think Israel came from? Palestine was a British colony. The Holocaust horrified people so much, and the British Empire was so ill-favored that it was a good move for them to donate that colony to the displaced Jewish people.
Between 1947 and 1949, Zionist forces destroyed some 530 villages, and about 15,000 Palestinians were killed in a series of mass atrocities, including scores of massacres.
Okay, good. At least you got these details in.
750,000 Palestinians, over 80% of the Arab population of what became Israel, were ethnically cleansed.
But everybody gave Israel a pass because of the Holocaust. Isn't it weird how we act like that as a species? Because a certain group suffered, that group is then allowed to go and cause suffering. It's really nonsensical.
This event, the Nakba, and all of the violence in its wake, this is the inception point.
I don't think it is. I think you're very incorrect here, but you don't know a lot about history and you don't understand that this started way earlier than 1947.
Regardless of the label you use to describe these groups, the moral calculus doesn't change.
Moral calculus is actual, like, mathematics. I don't think that's what you mean.
Resisting invasion, occupation, and genocide through armed struggle is moral and just.
If you're gonna copy Hassan, at least use different syntax.
And legal under international law. And it should not be condemned.
It's like he thinks the Houthis and Hezbollah and Hamas don't actually do anything and they're just standing there and everything happens to them.
Your own personal feelings towards the methods are irrelevant.
Everybody's feelings are irrelevant to action.
They do not matter, not when you live in the West and not in Palestine.
Are you coming out as a passport, bro? Have you gone east?
And especially not when those objections are weaponized as the pretext for genocide.
The objections aren't being weaponized. The objections are weaponized. Hamas is weaponized.
Which is what Asmongold demonstrates in his video here.
You said here, where's the video?
So, as I said at the start, Asmongold is one of the most widely viewed live streamers on YouTube. He gets millions of views per day, several times more than any other political live streamers in most news channels.
Yes, but what does this have to do with the challenge, and where is this video you promised me of Asmongold?
And when these millions of viewers click onto his show, this is what they are greeted with. Terrorist propaganda.
That's what I'm looking at right now. This video of yours is terrorist propaganda.
Israel should keep bombing Lebanon because Lebanon has terrorists in it.
So does America. Should we bomb the United States? What kind of argument is this, and why am I supposed to take it seriously?
They have Hezbollah in it.
Profoundly ignorant, factually incorrect, and morally demented propaganda.
That's not propaganda. He is not twisting the narrative to support a position. He's just saying that he would bomb the shit out of Lebanon.
For US-Israeli terrorism. I don't know how convincing any of his videos are, you know.
You don't deserve Seymour Krelborn.
Arguing that terrorism is okay when we do it because we're the good guys.
That's not what he's arguing. Asmongold is speaking from the position of a country in power. He is not speaking from the position of an out-of-power group using violence to gain power. Groups like Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis.
It's not as compelling to the average person as it might have been 20 years ago.
20 years ago, a war hawk president was being reelected and continuing a pointless war in the Middle East. What are you talking about?
Not when we have access to live footage of the reality of what that terrorism results in every day, and our governments can't keep it under wraps.
We've had live access since the invention of radio. Give Marconi some credit, gosh.
This channel is just a place people can go to have their feelings of racist bloodlust validated.
This channel as in your channel or Asmongold's channel?
It's a safe space. But if there is anyone watching that wants to actually engage with the facts critically,
that's what I'm doing right now. You don't need to say if, I'm already doing it.
I would encourage them to consult any of the resources on screen now. That goes for Asmongold too. Read any of these reports on your stream if you want to leave your echo chamber for a moment and contend with the fact that you are supporting terrorism when you say stuff like this.
Nobody wants to pause your video and read all that so they can retype it as the URL. Just put links in the description box.
I personally don't think he'll do that, but you know, I figured I'd ask anyways, just in case. Stranger things have happened.
I find it very strange that you're convinced he hasn't read any of that information.
But anyways, that's it for the video.
Then it's official. You have never successfully proved your premise that Asmongold supports terrorists, because he simply doesn't. He's a strong supporter of the US government. And Noah, you are terrible at video essays. My goodness, did you even graduate high school? You can't even get your visuals to match your voiceover. I mean, really, it's quite embarrassing. Are you also disappointed that Noah didn't successfully stick the landing when it came to his argument that governments are also terrorists? Let me know in the comments below. Me, I need a brain break. See you guys later.